Hello, and welcome to LaPlante Real Estate. My name is Andrew Fidler, your owner and broker. Our defined marketplace, our empowered employees, and then our defined policies and procedures are what has set LaPlante Real Estate up to be the best property management company here in Toledo. Our goal is that the experiences that the residents and the owners have with LaPlante Real Estate produces a regular system of interaction for basic operations like rent collection, lease renewing, delinquency, evictions sometimes. Our LaPlante office has a brick and mortar located in 43612. We have a lobby, so we're able to serve in walk-ins for residents. They're able to get payment plans. They're able to, get a reprint, a renewal of their lease. We also handle all their move-ins, the distribution of keys through that process. And then the lobby team also attends our evictions and then does our move-out inspections. That sort of direction. We have a maintenance department. Maintenance department is responsible for inspecting properties, doing daily maintenance, doing renovations. We have full-time, part-time, and contractor staff. So essentially between all three of those, we're able to keep daily repairs and unit turns moving in a positive direction. And then you will have a property manager. And this is discussed on LaPlante videos kind of across the board, but I'll explain it here as well at the risk of being redundant. So you have a property manager. Your property manager is responsible to communicate events and updates and details to you, and they are there to make your problems go away. They are there to be making decisions on your behalf, and it is essential that they are producing the value that you're expecting, and that also you're trusting why they're making their decisions. They need to be sharing the details for the data for why they're making those decisions. A good example would be that we have rent collection procedure functioning across the organization, and your property manager is responsible mid-month to explain what attempts we've made to collect rent. We will automatically post a 3-day when it's time for you to agree with our property manager to file for an eviction. That is communicated with you, and we want to give you some backstory. Ultimately, so 9 times out of 10, you nod and agree with the details you're being provided because it is the logical answer, but that's the service your property manager is providing. Underneath, working directly for the property manager, is a resident services coordinator and a maintenance coordinator. Each of those are doing their respective jobs. The resident coordinator is responsible for lease renewing, payment plans, delinquency, all things resident communicating. You will see emails from the resident coordinator, communication from them. Maintenance coordinator, similarly, their job is watching trends and checking to see which of our residents are hypochondriacs, which of our residents are simply nesting, which of our residents have legitimate repairs we want to make sure we handle expediently in a timely fashion. Overseeing our finances, we have our accounting department, amusingly enough, just on the other wall from where I'm standing right now. They're responsible to oversee your transactions, and then most importantly, they issue your owner payments. Your property manager generates your monthly statements, the accounting department generates your monthly payments, and then they are also responsible for generating your 1099s for the end of the month. In our FAQ system, you're going to see a series of videos which are discussing our policies and procedures. Again, we are an iterative company, and as we stub our toe through COVID, you will find that we have a policy of a 12-month lease. And why do we have a 12-month lease? Well, when we hit COVID and suddenly the light changed and we were no longer able to evict a resident for not paying rent, we were still able to use that expiration of the 12-month lease to help a resident move out. So there are deeply ingrained policies and procedures that I would only request you understand that we've probably got a reason for why we do what we do, but I never pretend that there's only one way to function. A good example would be like rent-to-own leases aren't something that I personally agree with, and they're something that would be a deviation from all the work that we do. And if you randomly had a resident call in about a rent-to-own contract because there's one sitting out in our company, they're not going to be prepared to speak to the resident to answer questions on that variance. So it's important for me to communicate at this point that we try to minimize our variances because the result of those variances are going to be errors, and errors are going to result in your displeasure and your residents' confusion and displeasure. Our goal is to have a regular, consistent experience for you, the owner. We want to make sure you're receiving the amount of money monthly that is reasonable and budgeted. We want to collect 12 months worth of rent for you. The same with the residents. We do not find that it is successful for you, the owner, if your resident moves annually. We want to make sure your residents are comfortable, they're proud of their property, it is being responsibly maintained, and that they stay for the long term. And so those are the fundamentals that come into LaPlante Real Estate inside of our organization. We pride ourselves in offering responsibly maintained homes and guiding investors to choose Toledo, Ohio over any other U.S. market. We thank you for your interest in LaPlante Real Estate, and we definitely thank you for investing in our city of Toledo.